All right, so we're going to do a little Q&A here. This is going to be raw, unedited, unpremeditated Q&A with Austin. You up for this?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Here's the first question. What do you do, because you manage residential rentals?
That's right.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, somebody trashes the place and moves out. What are you doing? What are your top 3 steps of action in that case?
Yeah.
Because trust me, empty apartments do not create a very healthy ROI for the owner.
Yeah.
I mean, you know this,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah. Well, the first thing that I do is I go in and I see what has to be done. You know, I think of the tenant and the landlord. It's a hard place to be because, you know, sometimes I want to do more, but I'm like, you know, I got to be careful with what I can do. And I want to have the place nice, livable for people. You know, if the carpet needs to be tear out, I have to tear it out. And I just kind of go at it, trying to always be thinking of both and trying to please not only the landlord but also the tenant. A lot of landlords, they'll just leave the place empty. They'll maybe run the vacuum over the carpet one time and that's it. And that's not my goal. I want to get it clean. I want to get it painted if it has to be, all that stuff.
Okay, that was me. That's why I hired you, because you keep the tenants a little bit more happy. All right, next question. So you got this tenant that is pretty sure they need a new $10,000 kitchen floor. Like, they would move in and they would rent this thing if you would just give them a $10,000 kitchen floor. From the landlord's perspective, that's not too healthy either on the ROI. What are you going to be doing?
Well, I look at, okay, if I put the floor in, can I raise the rent enough so that over time, and this is assuming that they're a good tenant, they're gonna take care of the place, they're gonna own it. I don't mind putting a floor in if they're gonna treat it like it's their own. But if I put it in and I know that they don't care, that they just want it in because they know that I'm gonna put it in, then I'm a little bit more careful. But I don't mind doing improvements and new stuff. They're gonna treat it like it's their own, because over time it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay itself back.
This guy has all the right answers. All right, next. Let me think here. It's Thanksgiving Day, okay? Big dinner, football in the afternoon. It's what? Well, roughly 1:30.
I know where this is going.
The cell phone rings. And you know what happens?
Yeah.
Somebody has some toilet problems.
Yeah.
All right? Now, one of the reasons that a landlord is going to get a property manager is because he doesn't want to be taking those calls during Thanksgiving dinner.
Exactly.
You going to take the call, or are you just going to let it go to voicemail and let them figure it out somehow? What are you doing in that situation?
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's actually happened to me. I can't say it happened on Thanksgiving, but when I'm off and my phone rings, I do let it go to voicemail, but I check my voicemails right away.
Okay.
And hopefully, over the voicemail, the tenant gave me a detailed description of what's wrong, what's going on. If it's a light bulb that's out, I'm probably not even gonna call them back. I'm probably gonna wait until the next business day and give them a call and help them out with that. But I have actually hopped in my car. I've been interrupted when I was watching a movie. The movie literally, we were 5 minutes in the movie twice. This was 2 nights in a row, Friday and a Saturday night. I had to hop in my truck, drive up, and take care of the problem, whatever it is. And I don't mind doing that. I know it's part of the job, and
you're working for your dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Perfect. All right. So that brings to light a little bit of some of the landlord-tenant issues with residential units. Let's talk about the Finger Lakes. We both grew up in the Finger Lakes. It's a beautiful area. Mm-hmm. What are you considering the top attraction in the Finger Lakes?
That's a tough question. I've done research on this. I've looked around. I've talked to people, and the nearest thing that I can figure out is it's either the view of the lakes or the wineries. The wineries are really starting to become a big thing here in the Finger Lakes, and we need housing for that. I would I don't know. I honestly can't say. It's either just the beauty of the area or the wineries. It's kind of a toss-up.
I have the answer for that one.
Sure.
I really do love to cycle, and I think the main reason that people come to the Finger Lakes, and get me on this, is because all the great roads to cycle.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. You go up and down Seneca Lake on 14. You can go around Cuba Lake, and if all you want to do is come to Finger Lakes and cycle, trust me, you won't be disappointed. All right, I've got the question of the day here. Okay, you started managing my properties about, was it October, November of last year?
Yeah, that's correct.
We're currently about in what are we in? We're about in June. So you've been managing my properties for what, 6, 8 months? All right. My net income on those properties have been higher paying your commissions and your leasing fees than they ever were before when I was not paying anybody commissions or anybody leasing fees when I was trying to fill those myself.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about gross rents being higher. They also are. I'm talking about bottom line is higher. So what exactly are you doing to make the net income higher on these properties, including what we're paying for commissions and leasing fees?
And labor. Labor's a big part of it too. You know, that's a really good question, and I've been thinking about that. I think it's the thing that I do this full time, and that I don't do this on the side. I care about this. I study the market. I actually, if I see a for rent sign out, I'll call the guy up. What are you getting for rent? Or when I talk to tenants who come to me and they say, you have a better deal on rent. I care about the market. I want to see how it's rising, how it's falling. I take all that into consideration, and like we talked about before, if I have to put a new floor in to get a good tenant in who pays on time, and I'm not afraid to do that. You take some risk with it, but I think it's paid off, and I really enjoy doing it.
Nice. All right, somebody's coming to the Finger Lakes and they're trying to decide between hotel and vacation home. What are a couple of the biggest advantages you're seeing in these vacation homes?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about homes on the lake.
Yeah.
We're talking about something with a lake view, as opposed to a hotel room that's roughly the size of the room we're sitting in right now.
Yeah.
What is the vacation home going to give their vacation experience that a hotel is going to have a hard time doing?
Well, the biggest thing you want to think about when especially if you're a family and you're coming to the Finger Lakes, is you don't want to have to get several rooms. You don't want to split up. A vacation home has several advantages in that it's basically a furnished house that you can stay in now, and you basically own that place for a week. And the rates are better. The rates are better because they give you a weekly rent, and that's one of the big advantages. And you're on the lake. I mean, I don't know if there might be a couple of motels or hotels here that have a lake view and that are on the lake. But some of these homes are just immaculate. They're amazing, and I think that's one of the big advantages.
I got another really good question.
Sure.
You ready for this one?
Yeah,
this is pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you out there that may be interested in investing, may also be interested in the Finger Lakes. What are some investment opportunities that you're seeing right now as a property manager that maybe some people should be aware of?
That's a good question.
Is there investment opportunities in the Finger Lakes?
There definitely is. There's the Finger Lakes Museum that's in process of being built, and I don't know exactly how many more visitors that's going to generate a year, but this is going to be for all 11 of the Finger Lakes along Keuka Lake. So if you're an investor, I would highly recommend you look into a vacation rental on Keuka, Seneca, Canandaigua, any of the Finger Lakes really, because there is really a need for housing. I mean, I talk to people all the time. Just yesterday I heard someone say, we turn people away all the time, and it's just amazing to me that so many people are coming in, and it's actually growing, it's getting bigger, and even with the residential housing, there's a need for that. I mean, specifically in Yates County, there's an incredible need for housing, and it's a really good investment because you can fill those vacancies, and people are looking for housing and for vacation rentals. It's an untapped market, in my opinion.
Okay, another question. You're right in the heart of the Finger Lakes, right along Seneca Lake,
That's
correct?
right. Yeah.
All right. So you have an investor that would like to do an investment in the Finger Lakes, and maybe they're looking at putting up a nice sweet cabin with an overlook of the lake or something. Could be 1-story, could be 2-story. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
All right. So they're looking to put up a really sweet, modular house or cabin. Where are you telling people to go get their cabins?
I see where you're going with that. Well, Woodtex Products, they make amazing cabins and amazing log homes and houses, whatever you want, even beach houses. I saw they had an open house recently, and I was walking through some of their cabins, and their prices are very competitive, and they do it with excellence. We actually have Woodtex working on plans for 2 cabins that Lapp Group is going to be managing. And I'm so excited. They're going to be nice. They're going to be beautiful. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. wood stove, balconies, decks. We're going to have the whole works. And Lakeview, and they really are going to be nice, and I can't wait to see them up. And the thing is the Woodtex team has been incredible to work with. They've been great. They've been trying to, you know, I know they're busy over there, but they've been doing their best to speed up production and to get these things done in a timely manner, and that doesn't happen a whole lot. I feel cared for as a customer when I get a call from them or email and they tell me where things are at. Great.
Final question. So I've been hearing some really good things about your team. I mean, the way your team handles tenants, the way your team handles people looking vacation to Finger Lakes, the way your team is handling property owners, landlords, you know, investors. I've just been hearing a lot of good things. Mm-hmm. So what are you looking for when you hire? How are you getting that team
That's a good question.
to treat their clients and customers properly?
Yeah, I guess I just have to continually communicate the vision of communication. I guess is one of the biggest things that I'm always driving home. You know, sending emails, call this person up. You know, we send out monthly income expense reports to the landlords, to the investors, whoever owns the property, letting them know where things are at. We don't just want to take it and you don't know what's going on. Even as a tenant, you know, we try and communicate, contact them. We even express that to the tenants. Look, if you're having trouble with your rent or you're having trouble with your financial situation, at least give us a call. Let us know what's going on. We can at least work with you then. Communication is the #1 thing I look for when I'm hiring someone. They have to be willing to communicate not only to the tenants but also to the landlords and the investors.
Okay, 3 best ways to contact you.
Email is obviously the best one and my email is austin@lappgroup.net, or our phone number, our office number is 607-243-5142.
You guys are on Facebook and Twitter too, from what I understand?
Yes, we are. Yes,
okay.
We are.
Okay. All right, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you.
Dan.